Tomorrow will be a very historic day worldwide, and we're talking 50 years ago. April 30th, 1975 marked the fall of Saigon, signaling the end of the Vietnam War. Millions resettled here in the U.S. after fleeing Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. Now with that anniversary, 3 brand new exhibits are aimed at using a Portland man's art to connect people. And I want to note, I'll introduce the people in the traditional Vietnamese way with their last, middle, and then first names.
Here we have a singer who is a voice of the people. And we have the woman who carries the burden of generation to come.
Intricate details reveal a story.
It's one of my favorite paintings.
Lương Trọng Đức Allen describes the meaning in this painting that his late brother-in-law created. His niece, Lê Tường Vân, also the youngest child of the late painter Lê Quang Vinh, provides more personal insight.
Why is this one your favorite?
It's like I said, I had told these stories. I remember translating this one a lot when I was little. This one is called Tự Tình Khúc, and the translation is roughly like this: the song of lamentation, or a song of regret. And the story about this is there is a gentleman, a musician on the left, singing to a woman on the right.
One of countless stories Vân remembers her father telling her.
Clearly had a bond, and he felt that too.
Yeah.
And now that bond continues with what you're doing.
Exactly, which is why this project I'm super, super passionate about.
22 different paintings, am I correct?
That's right.
Vân and her uncle, through the Vietnamese Cultural Arts Alliance, are launching a 3-part series of exhibits and installations.
The more you look at them, you realize how beautiful they are because they show the complexity of this life.
Vibrant images he started making in 1975, not long after the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War led him to start a new life in Portland, Oregon.
This is my dad in his very, very first studio. So this was in an attic of the house of the family that sponsored him here.
Portland.
In Portland, yeah. This is in Northeast Portland. Everything he owns is on this bookshelf here, and behind him are already 4 paintings.
Painting continued to be his passion until his death in 2014 at the age of 73. Yet it was mainly family and friends who knew about this talent.
To me, he was an artist and then had to go to work sometimes.
Work as a custodian at a large company. But painting was so crucial to him, Allen will never forget how Vinh described it as oxygen.
Because a day without painting or drawing or sketching, he could not breathe.
Vinh Rao, or Bearded Vinh, as he was known in Portland's Vietnamese community, never intended to sell his art. Although on 2 occasions he caved in to a family friend, but only to have money for his wedding.
Just the quality of these are absolutely incredible.
As an artist, it's from his heart. This is how he felt about people.
Now, people of all walks of life will get to know Lê Quang Vinh and how he expressed himself through paint.
The last thing he left with me is that, remember, you are American and you get the opportunity because you are here. And that I hope that with all this, these projects and sharing his work is that people can feel a little bit more connected, to feel like, you know, this artist who came from across the world over here 50 years ago had things to say that people now still feel like they want to hear, and that we're always going to be together.
Here are the details on the 3 exhibits. Tomorrow, there is a 1-day event at the Oregon Historical Society in downtown Portland. In Lake Oswego at the Oswego Heritage House, that exhibit is already open. It continues through August. And at the Jeffrey Allen Gallery in Tigard, that's where we did this story. It starts on Saturday, May 17th and stays open through August.